Hey Truther fam, it's Sonia here. It seems like doing things that make you lose money is trending. Their obnoxiously woke ads result in boycotts known as Bud Lighting. It all started when Bud Light sent Dylan Mulvaney a can with her face on it to congratulate her on her 1 year transition anniversary, or traniversary, if you will. It was a big marketing boo-boo. I mean, assuming that the goal of marketing is to make more money, not less. If the goal was to shoot yourself in the foot and alienate your customers, then it was a wonderful success. Bud Light's big macho clientele didn't like it, and they voted with their dollar. Ah, hell nah. I ain't drinking no queer beer. The parent company, Anheuser-Busch, lost a ton of money and their shares slid. Sales fell 26%, and Bud Light was at risk of losing its status as the top-selling beer in the US. The Budweiser marketing VP behind the Dylan Mulvaney partnership had to take a leave of absence. I don't know if he was just drummed out of the office or he just took a mental health break, but anyway, he left. And then Bud Light dropped the ad agency that was responsible for that campaign. They entered into damage control mode with plans to spend heavily to fix their marketing mistakes. They claimed that it wasn't them, it was just those people that they hired who did it without their consent. How did that happen? They promised that there would be an improved screening process before any marketing hits the public. You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of that whole Balenciaga thing. You think a big company like that would outsource, hire a company to do a marketing campaign, and then give it the green light, let it go ahead full steam without even checking? I have trouble believing that. But anyway, Bud Light did a number of things to try to fix this problem, such as offering to give free beer to distributors. When that didn't work, they came up with camo print bottles. I mean, they must know who their customers are, because they have been marketing to macho men for decades. They thought, how can we get these macho men back? I know, just print camo cans, that should do it, but it didn't do it. So then they thought, well, what else is really macho? Because obviously now nobody wants to drink our LGBTQ beer. So what can we do to bring those he-men back? Budweiser partnered with Harley Davidson. What's more macho than a Harley Davidson motorcycle? But you know, after what they had done, it remained a hard sell. After they've been marketing themselves a certain way and people have bought into this brand ideology, and when they're buying the brand, they're not just buying the beer in the can, they're buying the image and hoping that some of that might rub off on them. So after all these years of buying into a macho image, can you imagine how betrayed they must have felt when all of a sudden their favorite beer is partnering with a trans woman? Another one to take this approach is the North Face. They came up with this commercial with a drag queen who says to come out this summer and go camping.
Hi, it's me, Patagonia, a real-life homosexual. And today I'm here with the North Face. We are here to invite you to come out in nature with us. Wow, this is nice. We like to call this little tour the Summer of Pride. Hiking, community, art, lesbians making art. Here we're back again with 2 new stops. Atlanta, GA. Why? Because you're there. Here, all these fabulous speakers will be coming from inside this TV to a nature near you.
I actually quite enjoyed this commercial. I appreciated the humor. It certainly put the camp in camping. If that's their thing, then let them do it. I really don't care. Adidas also, they made a swimsuit that has a little extra material in the crotch in case you're a woman who has a little bulge and you want to wear this kind of swimsuit. Who would really be wearing this swimsuit? I mean, there aren't that many trans women with bulges that are going to want to wear this kind of suit at the beach. I would imagine it would be a very, very small section of the population. So this can't be about money. They can't be trying to get their money because there's almost none of them. How many swimsuits like this are you actually going to sell? You know, I did participate in market research in the past, and I know what they're doing. See, these brands they will take on different causes. It could be something to do with a certain ethnic group, or it could be with the environment, or it could be the LGBTQ community. And they do this just for their own image. It doesn't even really mean they care about whatever community it is. It's really just a kind of virtue signaling. They only care about their image in terms of how it helps them to sell more stuff. And if they want to host a special event for LGBTQ people, well, hey, why not? If it's working for them and it's working for the people who attend it, I don't have a problem with it. But then don't complain if you're losing money. This kind of marketing continues, and I find it interesting because, yes, there's like quite a big section of the population that's LGBTQ, but just because someone is gay or lesbian, it doesn't mean that their whole identity is built around it and built around the stereotypes associated with it. I mean, in the end, the only thing that really makes you gay is who you're attracted to. Maybe there's not enough gay people working at these companies to realize that just market your stuff, and you're also marketing to gay people when you do that, because gay people are just part of the population and they do all the things that heterosexual people do. So in spite of all that, Target has jumped on the bandwagon as well. New York Post here says they lost $10 billion in 10 days. Notice a little tagline here. It says, Target uses designer who promotes violence, drugs. Target loses $10 billion in 10 days as stocks fall following boycott over LGBTQ-friendly kids' clothing. Okay, so Target had given a contract to Eric Carnell, who makes these little pins. And when the public got wind of it, there was a backlash and they pulled it. So these pins, they didn't just celebrate LGBTQ inclusion and pride, but they sort of combined it with witchcraft and Satanism. As you see here, Satan respects pronouns. I think that this is probably a form of trolling, because I think the LGBTQ community, or this kind of activist, knows very well that Christians get outraged by LGBTQ, so let's just, ramp it up a little more and throw in some Satan in the mix. Classic trolling. And I guess Target finally figured that was going too far and they pulled those. So they were actually part of the line originally. And they wonder why there's a backlash. And they wonder, oh my God, how is that going to help the gay community? It just reinforces what people who don't accept them already think, which is that they're all like satanic devil worshippers or witches and, servants of Satan. How is that going to help the gay community? By just reinforcing to their opponents the stereotype that gays are all servants of Satan. That's a strange rabbit hole to go down. So here I am wondering, well, what exactly are they getting out of it? It's certainly not money. And I even thought maybe there's this political agenda that they're trying to promote this. Is it to help acceptance? See, the thing is that rather than helping acceptance by promoting a lot of stereotypes about gay and trans people, because that's what they're really doing. Because like I said, most trans and gay people, they're not like the ones you see on TikTok. But by promoting these stereotypes, it's actually just creating more division, and more people that weren't thinking about trans or gay people being a problem are suddenly all fired up about it. Before, they were just going about their business and not really worrying about who their neighbor is sleeping with. Now all of a sudden they're worried about the gays are taking over. Well, that's it. I don't have the answers. I don't know why they're doing this. You tell me if you've got it figured out. What's the agenda here? Maybe they just feel like, we have so much money. Let's just launch one of these campaigns. It's sure to make us take a hit and we'll lose some money, and that'll give someone else more of a place a little higher up on the fashion food chain. Maybe that's why they're doing it. I don't know. Anyway, I thought it was a bit weird and kind of interesting. So let me know what you think. And thanks for leaving me a comment below and for hitting like. Thank you for your support on Patreon, where you can always message me and where I always notify you if I make a video. And thanks for joining me in the chat. And thanks for listening to me. And I'll see you next time.